I wasn't happy about it, that's for sure. I think all of us were kind of like, all right, like, so like just for like a little bit. And he's like, no, for like the entire night, or whenever you're alone, or whenever you're by yourself, like the scary times, like we'll just take away that security blanket, which is our flashlight.
We're getting ready for season 4, another road trip. This one seems like the most insane, darkest one yet in many ways. Right off the bat, is everyone still on speaking terms with one another after what you put each other through this season?
I don't know, guys. What are we right now?
I don't know, Dakota. Where are we?
Yeah.
What is this?
What, are we friends?
I don't know. It's hard to tell, Anna. It's really hard to tell.
Well, you are largely to blame for that, I imagine, because you take away everyone's flashlights. Why would you do this to them? I thought you liked them.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't my idea, though. This was Alex's idea last season. He made us, he took away our flashlights, and it was such a good idea, Alex, that I figured, like, we got to do this for a whole road trip.
Yeah, it was one episode, Dakota. One location. Not a whole season.
I think you're both to blame. I think Tanner and I can both agree.
Yeah, me and Chelsea are in the clear right now.
Yeah, right. So you started, Alex, but Dakota, you're really taking it to the next level, and like you're keeping the flashlights.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, our whole show is about chasing the fear and trying to amplify the fear. So no flashlights is definitely the best way to do that, I feel like.
Oh my gosh. Well, and what was it like for all of you when you found out that you were really going to be in the dark this road trip?
I wasn't happy about it, that's for sure. I think all of us were kind of like, all right, like, so like just for like a little bit. And he's like, no, for like the entire night, or whenever you're alone, or whenever you're by yourself, like the scary times, like we'll just take away that security blanket, which is our flashlight. Like we've relied on that flashlight for so many things. And the fact that we don't have it this season, I think all of us are, we were missing it. That's for sure.
Yeah, some of us fell downstairs and ran into things a lot.
That is true. I don't know who.
Was that you, Chelsea?
It was. I clearly need my flashlight. So moving forward, if we ever get the opportunity to do this again, I think it's safe to say that at least I should have a flashlight.
Oh,
I just don't know. Okay. I just don't know about that.
There's good content.
Yeah, I like you throwing that in just get that out there preemptively.
Yeah, just in case, everyone else hears it. I put it out there for suggestion. But the thing the flashlight really did for us is it gave us like really the only sense of comfort that I ever had. Like when we're in sleeping arrangements and you see us all the time in prior seasons, we're just like constantly panning back and forth with our flashlight. And it's really the only sense of comfort we have when we're alone. So when it's taken away from us, it's one of those things where you don't have it. It amplifies the fear. And I think that's the goal for every season, is to try to find ways to amplify our environment and to get the best content. And unfortunately, sometimes that means that we don't get to use flashlights, and it is scary.
Yeah. I mean, how did you even navigate and get around? I mean, other than running into stuff and falling downstairs.
I mean, I feel like for everyone, like you guys just watching the footage, like we definitely stayed in place a lot more this season. It took a lot to get us out of our seats. But when you did navigate, I mean, it was just so tough. You have to look at this little tiny LCD screen in front of you and guess where you're going in these big, massive buildings. It was pretty confusing.
Not going to lie, I sometimes would flip the screen around. And so it was like a little mini flashlight, so I could at least see like a foot in front of me.
Do we consider that cheating?
Cheating? No, it's not cheating. It's still a flashlight. It's not a flashlight. Technically not a flashlight.
Yeah, glad you're telling me now.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you, hey, Dakota, is it okay if I do this? And then you go, no.
And there's like a component to it too, where like you're filming what the audience is also going to see. So like, I think that works for part of the time, but you also have to actually get footage that's like salvageable to be used as a TV show too. So there's definitely different layers to it. Obviously the fear is what being scared is what I'm usually thinking about, but you are trying to capture content that is usable footage.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm super excited for you guys to go to the Winchester Mystery House. I mean, I know that so many people are fascinated by that. Chelsea, was that was your pick?
Yes. Yep. That was
what went into that.
Well, to be fair, all of us wanted to go there at some point. We all discussed that it was on kind of our bucket list of places that we eventually wanted to go to. So, but the story is so fascinating. The building itself is intriguing. How the layout of the mansion is, and the story behind Sarah Winchester herself. There's so many reasons to go there, and I just thought it was time.
Yeah,
to check it out.
Absolutely. And what did you all think of it? Was it as terrifying and weird as everyone says that it is?
Oh yeah,
and
hell yeah,
like 10 times more confusing than I ever imagined.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah,
well, we didn't. Yeah, you tell her.
So Chelsea brings us to the Winchester Mystery House, and this place is designed like it was continuously being built to like confuse spirits. She thought she was being possessed, or like ghosts from the people who died from the Winchester rifle would try to attack her. So she's building this crazy house. So Chelsea brings us in here and goes, all right, I'm going to go to this room. Dakota, you're going to go to the second floor in this room. And Alex, you're going to go to the basement. Tanner, you go to the tapestry room. Go. And we're like, none of us know where we're going. It's a maze. Like, we're all getting lost. Alex finds the basement. He finds a staircase that actually leads to a basement and not just to a wall. Chelsea and Dakota, they find their place. And again, I don't know what a tapestry room is or what it's supposed to be. I mean, like, what's tapestry? Maybe I'm the dumb one, but I'll take that. So I get lost and I'm wandering. I found Chelsea 3 times, Dakota twice. I found myself to the basement. Alex was. All of a sudden, I'm outside 3 times. So that was embarrassing. And then by the time like we were all gonna like regroup and huddle up and like do something together, I finally find the tapestry room, and I was like, you know what, darn it, I'm staying here, and I'm gonna actually just like be in the room that I was supposed to be 5 hours ago.
Oh my gosh! So it confuses the spirits and it confused you. So yeah, it works.
Yeah. I have a flashlight, so it's not like I can like look and be like, oh, there's some good old tapestry. Let's go into that one. That's probably it.
It was funny in the beginning. Like we were all like, what? Like it's kind of like a race. Like we're all starting there, so I'm like, all right, go. And even though I know the location and I did know the blueprint of the like I knew kind of where everything was, I still got lost. But in the very beginning, I don't know how much of this makes the footage, but we're all walking around, and there are times where we like run into each other, and it's like we both scare each other because we actually can't navigate this place. It was so funny.
It's definitely the most entertaining episode of the season. For that alone, like the first 5 minutes of the overnight are so funny. Everyone's running into things. We know flashlights, and we're trying to navigate the most confusing house in the country. It was so funny.
Very Scooby-Doo of you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, I see you're also returning to Ashmore. You said you'd never go back. What changed your mind about that?
They didn't have the choice. I have never been there. I always heard the stories from when they filmed the documentary Trail of Terror. That was one of the nights that I just heard so many stories about, and watching the raw footage when Dakota was editing the documentary, it was a place where I'm like, I have to see this. And it just so happens that it was the last location from the documentary that we have yet to return to. And I figured what better way to reintroduce this location to them than blindsiding them and just showing up. And I even brought them to the location, and we read the packet on the doorstep, out there next to the building. And then we went right into the night. Like they had no time to even comprehend what was happening. And yeah, that location, it's worth the hype. It was worth waiting all those years to actually get to see it.
Now there was a huge storm.
Oh, was it?
Now,
oh my god!
And now I don't want to go back. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm like, all right, well, I get why one time was enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What'd you say, Tanner?
Like Chelsea was saying, there was a massive thunderstorm that night, like so big. Everyone had to run inside. Like we were all sitting at a little picnic table that was set up because we were all doing solos. And when I was in there alone, all of a sudden I just hear a ton of footsteps running in, like crashing into things and like yelling. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is this? And turns out it was just Dakota, Chelsea, and Tanner running in to get away from the rain.
The scariest thing of all, inclement weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Now, going into everyone watching this season, is there one location that each of you are most excited for people to actually get to watch? Tanner, do you want to start?
Sure. I mean, honestly, I think Creston Sanatorium and Prison is like the first episode and the second episode. Like, I'm excited for everyone to check that out. It's going to be our first time we ever do a 2-part episode that is in one location. And it's one of the craziest buildings because it had every aspect, every other building that we've gone to, a prison, a sanatorium, an insane asylum, like everything, a hospital, a church, everything, tunnel systems that connected all the buildings. It was all in one location. And from there, we have one of the spookiest, scary nights we've ever had with our first episode. And then Dakota all of a sudden goes like, all right, everybody get in the RV. We're actually coming back here tomorrow night. And we're all blown away because we've never done anything like that. We've never had a chance where we're like, okay, like all the things that we stirred up, we're going to have to face the next night. And finally we come back and we honestly have something that's even scarier happens that night. It just, like Dakota always says, like the first night was was very, very scary, but the second one was like an actual scary movie. So I'm so actually see that one.
Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous to watch it.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
What about you, Alex? What are you most looking forward to everyone seeing?
Honestly, it's going to sound a little weird, but I think the episode that I'm excited for people to see is when we go to Defiance Middle School. It sounds strange, like you don't think like middle school's very creepy, very dark, and history like that. But with one of the staff members that worked there, there's this horrifying story about him and just what happened to him and what he did or didn't do. There's a long, dark history with that. And on top of that, one of probably the most unsettling, creepy things happened to me in my sleeping arrangement when I was alone. I still don't understand it. It's one of the few times that in the history of doing this where one of us has to call someone else to come over and like figure it out with me. I literally had to call Tanner to have him come to where I was sleeping and figure out what was going on. I don't want to give too much away, but like it was straight up out of a horror movie. Like, and you'll know when you see it, like it is so bizarre. I don't know how to explain it.
Ooh, I've got goosebumps. I'm nervous. Ooh.
Yeah.
And what about you, Dakota?
I agree with Tanner. Creston episode 2 is literally a horror movie. And then followed by the next episode, which is Defiance, which is almost another horror movie. So like those two back to back are really exciting to watch. But I don't know, like the Mystery House is so freaking awesome and fun. Like that's such a good episode. And I guess if I had to say one, the Norwich State Hospital, our finale, mostly because of what happened to us. We were as a group this night, and it turned out to be one of our scariest nights as a group. It didn't involve being isolated this night to be scared. It was truthfully, we were terrified as a foursome. And It's an asylum in Connecticut that we've always wanted to get into, and I've tried every single season, and finally they let us in, so I had to make it the big finale.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. Okay. Chelsea, what about you? Bring us home.
It's funny because every episode has something that like I'm really excited to share with everyone. And obviously Winchester Mystery House, I'm excited to share with everyone just because it really showcases everyone in kind of like their element, like their goofiness comes out a little more. And so just as like a friend watching, I would say it's exciting to see the Winchester Mystery House, but honestly, my favorite episode is probably Norwich State Hospital. I think it's one, I love medical history. Two, I think that location is absolutely terrifying. Just the scenery, just going to the location, it's like embedded in this foliage, just trees and bushes. You have to actually like walk through these scary paths just to get to another building. And some of these buildings are, quite honestly, like one of them is even like half a mile down the road. And
oh my God.
It's really, really creepy. Like if I could paint a picture of what the creepiest location would be, that would be it.
Oh my gosh. Well,
we couldn't even walkie. Like that night, we were so far away, we couldn't even walkie. And then I had to call you to wake you up, and I still couldn't talk to you. Like our connection was so lost.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
Clearly,
you guys are like out in the wilderness.
Yes, we were. Oh
well, that's so exciting. I'm super excited for everyone to see the new season and for me to be terrified as I watch it. And is there anything that anyone else would want to say before I let you go?
Tune in this Friday, November 25th, Travel Channel, Discovery Plus. Watch it on both. Watch it 40 times. I don't know. Just
watch it on both.
Yeah, watch
why
it.
Not?
Both
why the heck not?
Just check out the new season. We're super excited. It's been a long time for us we did this road trip about like 8 months ago, so we are very excited for people to actually finally see it. So yeah, just watch the show.
Awesome. Well, it's always wonderful talking to you guys, and I'm nervous for you. I'm scared, so I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for having us on
today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, guys. It's always a blast talking to you, and all of that sounds terrifying. I'm gonna watch it while eating leftovers.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yeah, right? Well, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hope you have a wonderful holiday week, and I'll talk to you soon, hopefully.